Greetings and salutations, denizens of YouTube. My name is Ichi Charmed, and today we'll be doing an ultimate redux on my class spec, the Bard of Mind. This Analysistuck, unless one of the new kids and beyond canon is confirmed to be a Bard of Mind as well, will more than likely be the final one I do on this class spec, so let's set this off with a bang. And to help with that, please be sure to like and share this video because with your help, I might be able to make it onto the Homestuck animated series as a voice actor, if they haven't already chosen their voice actors for the thing at this point. Yeah. The Bard is one of the destruction classes of Homestuck, the passive counterpart to the Prince, and the inverse of the— oh god, how old is this? The Bard is one of the destruction classes of Homestuck and the passive counterpart to the Prince. Bards allow destruction of, and invite destruction through their aspect. Bards also ghost their opposite aspect until they encounter the Bard's Crisis, an event in their development that pushes them into their own aspect. When this happens, the Bard must not succumb to the whims of their aspect, like how Gamzee was consumed by rage, but then invited destruction through rage a bit more secretly. Gamzee allowed destruction of rage by use of Super Slime, also by letting Karkat pap him into calming down, while inviting destruction through rage by channeling his anger into a major power boost and distorting the decisions of Terezi, making her think that killing Vriska was the only way. Cronus allowed destruction of hope by allowing what could have been a very close friend or even agent of this evil magician talked about in his lore to dissuade him out of his beliefs on magic. According to Arania, Bards are labeled as wildcards, being the reason for their session's improbable victory, spectacular failure, or both. All the best stories have one in them. In accordance with them being wildcards, Bards could possibly imitate other aspects to achieve their goals, like how Gamzee used Equiace's blood to smudge certain bits of information, while using Aradia's time music boxes to travel through time. Or maybe that's just a Gamzee thing, who knows. Maybe we'll get a new Bard in Beyond Canon that can shove more of what they can do in dubious canon. Mind is the inverse of heart and has to do with the mind itself, thought, possibilities, decisions, choice, strategy, justice, and action. The reason why mind has to do with justice is because it also involves objectivity and fairness, two things you need to properly deal out justice. The Mindbound focus more on being logical and rational, rather than a sense of self, due to it being fluid and constantly changing. They are the world's great thinkers, but they don't always have the answer to things, and their overthinking can cause them to not take action. But when they do, look out. At their best, they are great innovators, architects, and creators, like yours truly. At their worst, they can be nasty, inflexible, and indecisive. And now for the class spec you've been waiting for! The Bard of Mind. This class spec, as from personal experience and like a lot of bards, is a tumor, to say the least. Their very existence can cause one or more of the fundamental aspects of reality to fall apart, whether for the benefit of their allies or the benefit of whatever manic episode they're likely going through. Personality-wise, I see the Bard of Mind as a lover boy of sorts. They follow the whims of their passion and heart, all while throwing caution and logic to the wind. They invite all kinds of people openly into their soul, while ignoring any red flags those people may have, even after they've been very blatantly pointed out. However, by inviting destruction through mind, this Bard can be surprisingly perceptive with what they notice and devastatingly deadly with their words, pointing out clues members of their party may never have noticed, and verbally tearing down others with more power than Phoenix Wright dismantling the case of an Ace Attorney defendant. And in between all of that, the Bard of Mind is just a weird individual that marches to the beat of their own drum, and pays heed to their own line of logic more than others. Pay respect to this Bard's underlying intelligence. Leave them to their own devices when the situation calls for it, and you'll have a powerful ally that can dismantle any plans and weapons the enemy may have fashioned against your party. Usually by accident and by following a path of their own design. Powers and abilities wise, and at the risk of glazing my own donuts, but the Bard of Mind is a powerful ally to have at your side, and a dangerous foe to have opposing it. Maybe the most powerful outside of a lord/lady or muse? Who knows? Let's find out together. A Bard of Mind can allow destruction of mind by a few interesting methods. One of them being, as my friend Charis pointed out, cartoon logic. Basically think of any Looney Tunes character or Gear 5 Luffy, or even Uncle Grandpa, bending their bodies at impossible angles or improbable shapes to attack and defend. Their environment could be weaponized in similar fashion, like stone being stretched and whipped around like rubber, or deflecting an enemy's attack by smacking it with a baseball bat or a hammer, the better of the two options. The possibilities and effects would only be limited by their imagination, as cheesy and blasé as that might sound. They could invite destruction through mind by turning their brain off during combat and have their body fight completely through instinct and a simple command given to themselves prior to the activation of said ability, like a budget Ultra Instinct. They could also have an out-of-sight, out-of-mind effect on others where you stop really noticing or thinking about the bard once they leave your sight. They can crank this in the totally opposite direction and have their presence overload the mind until your mind shuts off. Although, a more passive, subtle application of this could be a form of charm speak, hypnotizing and whittling away at your sense of logic through sweet words and casual charisma, causing you to be wowed, romanced, and even seduced by a bard of mind, allowing them to wrap your every thought around their fingers. Finally, and my favorite bard of mind ability, is a sort of combination of things. Taking the allowing destruction of choice and the inviting destruction through choice to create an imaginary ability to force your enemies into a turn-based RPG battle with you, like Sonic Juice from No More Heroes 3. Imaginary technique. Encounter. Or would this technically be a domain expansion? Domain expansion! Encounter! As you can tell, I've had a lot of time to contemplate my class spec. Plus, I've had plenty of ideas and assistance from others, so shoutouts to them. If there are any cool and nonsensical abilities I might have missed, please sound them off in the comments. Let's turn this video into my true definitive Bard of Mind video. Unless Beyond Canon introduces one, in which case I'm kind of bound to make another one. Funny how I used to low-key hate bards and was part of the all bards are evil and or gross side of the fandom. And I believe that's all I have to say on the matter. If you've enjoyed this video, then please, please, please like and share it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and leave suggestions in the comments below. My next video is on the Lord of Rage. And since I'm fully moved into my new apartment and have a decent audio setup, this one shouldn't take too long to get out. So with that, I bid you dudes, dudettes, and others adieu. God bless, and Godspeed.